Oh, that's going. That's going. Okay. And I'm going to click record. This is good because this has 41 hours of auto recording. That's a long time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, okay, let me get in my space and everything. Okay.
What is for?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Ready? Hold on. Oh,
I cannot see myself. So we ain't using that light for a straight head light.
no, we are. I'm just moving fast. I forgot to turn it on. Yeah, I see.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I have my apologies. I'm just moving fast.
No, you good.
Okay. This one is zooming in. This one's like more wide range.
Okay. So this one is a 1, 2.
Yeah, they're both on. They're both recording right now.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Get my. You got it?
Yeah.
Or you want me to fix it for you? Or that's good.
I know I'm gonna be turning this way a little bit. I just wanna make sure that you can hear me if I even turn this way a little bit. Can you tell me if you hear me, y'all? Can you hear me if I turn this way? Talk.
I can hear it perfectly.
Perfect.
I want this to go over my hair. I don't want to push my hair
I
back.
know. That's what I was trying to see.
Okay, this is my first time wearing these headphones.
Oh,
With
the
like
headphones
straight
are-
hair. I only had it with braids at first when I got these.
So I think you take it down. That's what I was trying to do. You gotta part a little bit of your hair,
Help me.
like just part this much, and then take it back
Like this?
to where it's right there, and then move the hair out your face so that way.
Can you help me on this side, please? And thank you.
Mm-hmm. So now push the rest of your hair back behind it, the headphone, and there we go.
Got it. Thank you.
Does mine look okay? Because I can't see from the, what you call it?
No, yours. It looks good.
Okay.
Very good. Sorry.
You know.
Okay. Let's begin.
Oh, it does got like camera says. So it's been recording this whole time. That's crazy.
Yes, it's recording right now.
You should make bloopers of all of the video. This with other people and stuff you did as a compilation.
I should, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I have a lot of bloopers that's like, it's like couples over there. Like I'll run out to go grab something, couples are like kissing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Those are the XXX bloopers.
Right.
Bloopers unrated.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna have it right here. This is nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here I go.
Here we go.
Welcome to the key. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Ready? Alright. Take one. I don't have the thing. No, I don't got people to do that. Yeah, so whenever I'm like recording, I'm always like, dang, I messed up. Oh, I don't have no, but I don't have I have a team, but it's not like here, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like always telling myself like, take one,
Okay.
take two, and I go, yeah, and I do that, yeah.
I love that.
I have audio of it too, like you can hear me like say.
It's the thought that counts. So you know what? You might not have it, but we have it in spirit. So
Yes.
take one, take two, take three.
So I'm keeping all my audio
Mm-hmm.
because I want to put it on Spotify and Apple Music. I gotta learn how to do it.
Oh yeah, I feel like Spotify and Apple Music is really hard for me to navigate. To be honest with you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You think so? Well, I have my hairstylist has audio of her podcast, but she does it like she does like crime videos.
Oh, so like, is she just talking about it, or is she doing like?
She's
talking
talking about
that
it.
Do makeup and they do. She do something else while doing it.
No, she doesn't do that. She has her makeup done already and everything. She might have a wine or whatever with her when she just talks about like these 2 events that had happened.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. What kind of true crime does she talk about? Like gangster crime?
It
Or
could
like serial
be
killer crimes?
Mostly like serial killer crimes.
Oh, I like that. So it's like true stories, like murder mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Is it entertaining? Is it a good podcast?
It is good. I'm gonna show you after we're done with this.
Okay, period.
Yeah,
I'm She might have a new fan.
Yeah, definitely. I think you will really like it. But she said that she's been taking the time off because she said it's a lot to like edit. And I understand because these videos are like long.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, but I like to edit.
Yeah, editing.
And she's a hairstylist, so doing those too, because she really do be like book.
Mm-hmm. So she does that in between her styling people.
Yes.
What a talented person.
Yes.
She needs to be my friend. Let's be friends, whoever you are.
Yeah. I have her on the podcast. You seen her?
She was on the podcast?
Hmm. The only African American.
I haven't seen that.
You're the second one.
I am. So wait, am I making history on the Kiki podcast right now?
You are making history on the Kiki
podcast.
Making
herstory, as I like to say.
Herstory, okay, of being the first non-binary person on here. Yes, but it's still the beginning still.
Mm-hmm.
But you are the first.
I feel honored.
I was supposed to be another person, but the person said they couldn't make it. So
wait a minute. So are you telling me that I am the replacement person? I'm not even the first choice?
No, you're not.
Rio is nobody's second pick. Okay.
I was going off of what people's schedules are.
You know what? We ain't gotta get into it. But the point is.
Yes. So I told you about it and you said, oh, when I get there, we can schedule it. And then the other person was like, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And backed away.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah. So I'm going to like keep all of this in here. This was so like random.
It was.
Welcome to the Thekikipodcast, the YouTube channel where we keep it real and raw. Join our hosts as we dive into a variety of topics, from current events and pop culture to personal growth and life experiences. We believe in the power of realness and meaningful conversations. So, we invite you to join the Kiki. More importantly, let's talk, laugh, learn, and connect with others through our engaging decisions. So, grab your cup of tea, pull up a chair, and join us for a fun, thought-provoking experiences. Subscribe now and be a part of our community at the Thekikipodcast. Welcome to the Thekikipodcast, where you can get the raw, real, and realness tea. We can always kiki, but let's talk. So, you guys, I have a special guest right here, and I have the lovely Rio. Yes, you guys. You guys might know Rio from TikTok, Instagram, or you might see her at your events in certain states. Yes. So, tell everybody what you do.
Hello, everybody. I feel so happy to be here. Thank you for having me here on the show.
Yes.
So for those of you whom I'm just meeting for the first time, hello, my beautiful humans. I am an artist, an educator, and an entertainer full time. I am based in the Las Vegas area, but I am insanely mobile. I travel all across the country doing all kind of things for the different entrepreneur things that I do. Artistry, as far as makeup artistry, I travel and do makeup gigs, beautiful looks on individuals, costume makeup, and all of the things in between, which is amazing. And I also am a full time entertainer. So I host, I perform, I sing live, I can lip sync down, I can dance, I can entertain,
Lip
and I can
sync down.
lip sync down.
Hmm.
And I can keep your party rolling and raving. I am the life of the party. And I have just a great energy. So book me.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I'm an educator. I'm an educator on gender identity and sexuality and sexual health education. Certified national cultural competency trainer. So I travel all across the world. Not the world, across the country, as well as doing video workshops across the country, forums and business. Uh, Forums to help people get education on how to navigate treating and talking to people of the gender diverse community, knowing how to navigate conversations with people.
Mm-hmm.
I teach nurses, schools, I teach organizations, doctor offices about how to bridge that gap of communication. It's amazing. I love the work that I do. And I also advocate and work as a community leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll have all of Rio's links in the bio down below. Yes. Yes. So you guys can click those links and get straight to Rio's content. Yes. I'll have their using it correctly, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect.
Their links down below so you can get straight forward to their content.
Yes, and also go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Okay, we're gonna put that in the link in the bio too. I would love to see
YouTube.
YouTube. She's trying to build her YouTube platform, darling.
Yes, yes. So there's two topics I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one is if you can tell me and the people out there in the world that don't understand and don't really know what this topic is really all about truly. Because for me, and I know there's multiple people out there, they kind of get like a little bit of something of it, but there's much more to it. And I really don't know, and pretty sure they don't know. There's probably others watching this too that do know it. There's others that don't know it. And I'm one of those people that don't know it. So, can you tell me on your knowledge, on your good knowledge, on how much you know about non-binary and being a non-binary person of color? And how do you move in your day of your life, every day, your walk of your life, being that identity?
That was a lot to unpack. Okay, so I'll start with the first part of it.
Yeah.
The idea in general and the understanding and definition of non-binary is that it is a part of gender identity. Much like any other part of gender identity, it just goes into a certain definition. That's the definition of non-binary, is a definition for a form of gender identity, basically. The gender identity that non-binary falls under is specifically outside of the gender spectrum. So instead of saying that I identify specifically as a trans woman or a trans man, I specifically identify with both because of the fact that I am not the type of person where I feel binary. Nothing about me has been or is binary. From my natural genetic makeup, I have always had very feminine and very masculine energy and traits and characteristics and body characteristics. And I've always embodied both masculine and feminine qualities as both. And that to me has been the hardest thing to figure out because I was spending a lot of time trying to figure out if I was just simply trans woman or if I was simply just a quote unquote gay boy. Mm-hmm. But the reality of it is that I was neither one of those things the entire time. Mm-hmm. But I had no clue what non-binary was because nobody had expressed to me or educated me on it. Mm-hmm. But because I found out that there was verbiage and language that it made much more sense to me. That all these years that I thought I was like a freak or that I didn't fit into a certain box, mm-hmm. I thought that I was like odd. The reality of it was that I just didn't have anybody to show me what it really was. Okay. So being non-binary simply means that I am neither this or that. I am this and that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's always a struggle because people always make it into a problem because they don't get it. And the reason they don't get it is because they want everything to be very simple. They want it to sound simple. Like, okay. If it doesn't sound simple to them, it don't feel real. But then again, that was the same issue with people in the 1800s when slavery was just abolished. They was like, oh, slaves being free, that don't sound simple to me. That sounds stupid. So they didn't like it and they didn't believe it. But we, who were experienced black people, knew that we deserved to be free. So that don't mean that we went back to being slaves. It simply meant that they just didn't understand it and we still had to live our lives. And I liken that to us being non-binary in this time period. People oppress us because they don't understand us. Mm-hmm. Not because we're not real, but because they don't have the knowledge or the vernacular to try to educate themselves about us. Mm-hmm. And therefore, they start to deny us because instead of them actually educating themselves and learning to add new information to their life, they will rather just deny you and act like you don't exist, mm-hmm. even though you in their fucking face. That's crazy. So I will say that being black and non-binary is another level of it, right? When you're black, you already have stigma. Okay. When you are black male, you have another stigma. When you're a black female, you have stigma. When you are black and non-binary, you identify across the spectrum. I feel like people in your own race, which is black and brown people, have always had a underlying issue and homophobic mindset due to the trials, tribulation, and trauma that we have had historically since slavery. And I think that has trickled down into queer culture. So when somebody identifies as queer and you're black, your family and the people around you, they find it hard to digest you and they start to make it a concern. Even if you are close with your family still will have a disliking of who you are. And I find that to be crazy because you don't really like me. I cannot find myself wanting to be around somebody that don't actually fuck with me. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're my family or not. You don't fuck with me. Mm-hmm. If I die right now, and you my family, you would think I would be going to hell. That's crazy. Why would I want to fuck with you?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's wild to me. So yeah, I don't really fuck with people who make me feel like because they lack education, that I'm supposed to sit there and deny my reality and who I am. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing goes for trans people who are cis trans. When I say cis trans, I mean people who identify specifically as a male or specifically as a woman of trans identity. And even those individuals are very judgmental and disrespectful because they lack education. And it's crazy and it's hypocritical to me.
That's why I'm here. Mm-hmm. Because truthfully, mm-hmm. I am one of those transgender people. It's because I don't know and I want to learn. Because I want to respect each individual as their identity as a human being, mm-hmm. walking this earth. Mm-hmm. So I'm one of them that will always judge and be like, what is this? Like, I don't understand this and that. So that's why I have you here. Mm-hmm. And there's other people too that's out there that don't understand.
Can I ask you, what is it that you do understand about non-binary?
Non-binary people, what I can say is that they don't fit the gender of society, and that's just what it is. And I see them, and a lot of time I see non-binary, but for males, I see them go back and forth from like cross-dressing, but like more like you can tell like it's more like, yeah, I just see a lot of like cross like sluts and stuff and things like that in their appearance. It's always like they switch, and it's like, oh, what does that mean?
So it's all about the idea of what you are seeing based off of the appearance that you're seeing.
Yes, and then for females, for for females, they say I'm non-binary. I'm a woman, non or non-binary woman, or however they say that. Either way,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, how you non-binary? But obviously, you're born to assign you are, and that's who you are. But you still say, but I'm non-binary. I don't understand.
What do you mean when you say like they'll say like you said non-binary woman?
Yeah, like a one like a
I've never heard that before. I've never heard that terminology before.
yeah, I have, and it's just like I just don't understand. They'd be like, I'm a woman, but I'm non-binary. I'm just like, okay.
Are you saying that they are talking about what they assigned birth was?
Yeah, that's what they say. They tell me like, oh, I am non-binary,
So
but
you
I'm a
never
woman.
met. So have you never met somebody who identifies as trans, cis trans, like a trans male, trans woman, who literally has said, "I was born this, but I'm a woman."
Um, yes, I have.
Right? Because I've heard you say that before. Yeah.
Yes, I
So I
have.
think that to me it's the same thing. The simple fact is, instead of they saying I'm a woman, I'm non-binary.
But when I say I'm a woman, but I still elaborate, I am a transgender woman.
What's the difference? It's the same thing. Just say their only difference is instead of saying woman, they're saying non-binary.
What? Well, how I say it, I'm not the assigned from birth as a woman, but I'm just a transgender woman.
Well, however you say it, you're saying what was assigned or what was told to you before your transition started.
But
And that's exactly the same thing.
but in life, see, that's the thing with me. In life, me seeking who I am,
Mm-hmm.
I come to find out that there's been some mistakes
Mm-hmm.
in life
Mm-hmm.
where I feel like I was born in the wrong body.
Right.
And everything that I talk about, there's things in life that I do that my assigned birth of like people in public, won't like, cause me growing up, I was around a lot of like cis men, and then cis women and stuff like that, and I was around like boys that always like being ignorant and things like that, being young and stuff, and doing stupid things out there, and always saying like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I wanna f this girl,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm trying to holler at her and see what she's on and stuff like that. I was around like those type of energy
Okay.
of guys, and and females too that like to elaborate in those atmospheres, and being out and things like that, and people and guys saying, "Damn, you got a flat ass," and the girls feel some type of way, but they still be slightly like a compliment at the same. Like, I was
They'll be
around,
like, you gotta get out my face, boy, you stupid.
yeah, just like that, and that's how. And then I just realized like the reason why I wasn't like really talking to like certain females, like the people I used to hang out with in the past, like some of them I still talk to. I just don't like hang out with them anymore like I used to. But you know, like how they go upon and getting at a girl, like I wouldn't. I was seeking myself out. I was like, is this who I am? This is where I need to be. And the things I like, I would never like express it in front of them. I would like only express it to me. And me growing up, I never had an issue with LGBT at all. Like I was probably 4 years old and I was experienced. So what is new is this non-binary. This is like flat out.
It's not new.
No, well, the term.
It might be new to you.
No, the term.
No.
It's new. It's new for a lot of people, and a lot of people always like tell me about it, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of confused off of it too, and I don't really know about it really. And I remember slightly I was calling myself non-binary and I was like, wait, no I'm not. I don't even know what this is. So I just stopped. I was like, no, I don't know what this is.
What was making you call yourself non-binary at first?
Me, because I was saying it because I wasn't the assigned. Because yes, I transitioned. I'm a transgender woman, and I was looking at it like I'm not the assigned sex that who I have became. And then I was like, wait, there's got to be more to this. I'm not gonna just say that because I had
So you
I'm gonna just say this boy I know, and we will go out, and then he would tell people like, oh, I'm transgender, and then he would come home, take everything off, and be like a straight boy, and go to work like a straight boy, and then go out, you know, like we'll go out and whatever, or he would post.
What did he identify as?
What did he identify as? He identified as non-binary, and I was like, wait, how are you going?
So he didn't identify as a trans woman.
But he will go out and he'll post himself on dating sites like, I am a transgender woman. I'm just like,
okay,
that's not, no.
Why? Tell me why.
No, like, how can you
what?
How can you go to like work and be around certain people as a full out boy?
How do you know? Like, what makes you feel like they are a boy if they say that they are a female? Is it because they're clothes? Okay, so I want to elaborate a little bit on that. So I think that a lot of people issue when it comes to the non-binary experience is because they base everything off of look or traditional ideas. Even people who are trans base the ideology of being trans off of the image. Like if you look like a boy from whatever they say or consider to be what a boy looks like, then they will subscribe you to be a boy. So to say that you're trans and then to not look like quote unquote a woman, even though you say that you are a woman, whatever a woman looks like, then you start to say, oh, well, you're not really a trans person because you don't look you don't fit the image. That's so gatekeeping, because you create this idea that you need to look a certain way in order to be acceptable. And that's unfair because that's not real and that's not realistic. And to kind of like try to police how somebody feel about themselves and what they know about themselves is not right, because people who identify as cisgender trans cis women, so people who literally are saying I'm a trans man, I'm a trans woman, who do everything that they can, sometimes can't even fit the image, and they're still not, as they like to say, passable. So they be trans and they still be called a man every day, even though you're a trans woman, because they can't fit the image. Does that also make them not trans because they don't fit the image?
No, I feel like everything's a work in progress.
I think that, right. So I think that's crazy because we give so much grace to things that's simpler because you can understand it simpler. That is not mine or anybody else's problem when somebody don't know how to digest more information when it comes to the idea of being non-binary. I think that it's very simple in comparison to how hard people make it sound. They be like, well, what? I don't get it. What is it transitioning into? It is literally transitioning out of gender. Some people transition into another gender. You're transitioning specifically out into the gray area because that is not how you feel. You don't feel like a boy or a girl. You feel like you are sometimes both simultaneously, or you honestly feel like you are you don't like to subscribe to either because it feels like it's not right. When I first came out of the closet, I was insanely or came out as trans, I was insanely passable. If I was to not have a beard, you would not even know that I was trans most times, right? Most people think that I am literally a cisgender woman with PCOS.
Yeah, that's called pass. That we'll call that. Oh, you giving fish.
Right. So I think that with that being said, I have gotten to the opportunity to be able to see what it feels like, the privilege of what it feels like to be able to be somebody where nobody can even tell if you were a man or a woman. They just know that you're beautiful or you're pretty. And when I knew that I identified as non-binary, I purposely grew out my facial hair because I wanted to be able to exemplify what truly I feel like in my fullness and who I am in my fullness. The same way somebody who is trans woman will go and get breasts done or get their body done to be able to match the image of what they want it to look like to feel like the woman that they are. The same way a man will go and get testosterone and then they'll get their breast augmentation, or they'll go and get something such as bottom surgery done. These is things that people do to fit the specific category of what they feel they identify as, right? Why is it okay for somebody to do all these things specifically to fit the category of a woman or the category of a man, but somebody who's non-binary can't do the same thing? There's non-binary people who go and get top surgery to where they get their breast removed, but they still identify as they them, but they present masculine, even though they were born a woman. So with that being said, I think that to me, the only definition of trans, because trans means one thing. It means that you do not identify as the gender you were assigned at birth. That's all trans means. It's not, so when people hear trans, they automatically say, oh, you trans woman, trans male. That's unfair because that's not the only thing in the spectrum. It's like, it's gatekeeping. It's so gatekeeping because it's literally like the idea of like, oh, if you don't look like us or you don't do trans the way we do it, then we're not going to really accept you as a trans person. So I've experienced that stigma multitudes of times by multitudes of people, and it comes across as very hurtful because you don't see nobody else doing that to you. But if you go to a cisgender woman will pass that same pain to you and say you're not a real woman, or you'll never be a woman ever. You just want to be me. You just playing dress up, and then you get your feelings hurt. And then you look at somebody who's non-binary and you say you're not trans. You pass that energy right along, that oppressive energy. That's what happens. We pass it to the next person because we don't really want equality. We like privilege. That's how society is. Society enjoys privilege. They enjoy being able to say that they fit into this category and other people don't. And they're quick to tell you when you don't. But you act like, when people do that, they act like they live the experience of that person. You're not in their body. You're not in their head. You're not experiencing dysphoria. And because it don't look like yours doesn't mean that it should be demoted. It just simply means that it's not you. It's not your experience. And that's okay. But I think that people who hate you or treat you like trash because you don't fit their image is the worst people in the world. Because why do I need to fit your image? It's 8.9 billion people on earth. There ain't no way that I'm gonna be doing exactly what you do. My experiences is not the same as everybody's, and other people's experience is not the same as mine. So I don't expect for people to have the same reality is me. No matter how much we are alike or how much you are alike as somebody, y'all are two different people. So y'all experiences are different. And if you want somebody to honor your experiences, you cannot turn around and judge other people's experiences. You have to be fair across the board, or else you just want privilege. And a lot of trans people want privilege. They just want to be able to say, yeah, I'm trans and I'm a real one. And they'll judge you for not looking the part. They'll be like, oh, you don't look right. You are just a boy playing dress up.
Well, whenever I say I'm trans and I'm a real one, I'm referring to as like I am a real transgender woman.
What does that mean?
A real transgender woman. I am a transgender woman of an experience of a trans lifestyle of the form as a transgender woman. And for the cis women, they have the experience of their I forgot what it's called, but I'm gonna just say it like this, like their assigned lifestyle. They're having their experience. I'm transitioning into transgender woman, what makes me a woman of a experience of trans experience in the transgender's form. So yes, there are things that I'm not capable of doing that cis women are capable to do. I'm doing what I can do for my experience of being a transgender woman. And we know that. And we always gotta admit and tell people, yes, I was assigned, born at birth, a male, but I seek through life and I found myself.
Why do you gotta tell people that?
Huh?
Why do you find that you gotta just tell people that all day?
I don't tell people all day.
So why you say that you gotta tell people?
It's just the ones I just want to just ask, you know? And I'm just like, yeah, like, I can't do that. And I tell them my reason. Just like, I know a lot of trans women don't do this a lot, but for me, I do this for my safety. If some guy is very interested in me, and they can't determine if I am a cis woman or a trans woman, you know, and they want to take it further, and I'm excited too, and I want to take it further too, I will tell them like, hey, I just want to let you know I am a transgender woman. And then a lot of times, actually, there's been a few, but a lot of times, a lot of guys are just like...
very open.
Yeah, they're just okay with that.
Yeah, they are. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people in this world are extremely okay with all the things that goes on. I'm telling you this as a whole bearded, like, beauty. Like, I am at no shortage of people falling to my beckon of trying to connect with me. I'm at no shortage of it. I've never have been. And the reality of it is that it's because regardless of what society likes to advertise or how people might act in public spaces, trust me, in private and in inboxes, people are obsessed and desiring to want to meet, connect, and learn about you and kind of dote over you. So, like, that's the thing. So I don't feel like... I just feel like I'm one of the type of people where I do not make an excuse to try to hide myself for people's comfortability. I don't care to make you comfortable with me. I care to make myself be comfortable with who I am as a person because I know me. And if you happen to resonate with that, that's dope. But I'm not looking for you to like me. And I think that what the problem is that some people don't like themselves, so they judge and pick apart themselves. So when they're projecting onto you what you are not doing right or wrong, oh, that's not really this, that's not really trans, that's not really that, you look a mess, or you should be doing this, this is what's going to really make you trans. They're saying that because that's how they feel about themselves. They feel like they need to do all that to feel comfortable who they are. And if they see you doing something different, they're judging you for that. I do not subscribe to other people's pity. That ain't got shit to do with me. I am very much so in love with the image of who I am. And it took me so many years to not...
As you should.
Yeah, it took me so many years to not avoid myself in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I used to avoid my image in the mirror because I hated what was staring back at me. And people, and then and I went through this state of dysphoria, and I tried to discover myself the way that society said. And I lived as a woman, a trans woman, for years just to find out that I was still miserable. I was from one cage to another cage because it wasn't as simple as me being a woman. It was this fact that I identified both masculine and feminine simultaneously, which is why I represent and do well. I've always have. When you look at me, when you look at me, whether it be my voice, my physical representation, you cannot tell whether it's boy, because you can see both. Period. You can see all the masculinity and you can see all the femininity. If I turn my head to a certain angle, you start to see more boy. If I start talking to another way, I start looking this way, you see another girl, and it all comes natural. I'm not putting on a show. This voice that comes out my throat is not a show. Even my singing voice, the levels it gives masculine and feminine all day every day. It's just who I am. I am naturally this person. My body has naturally been like this whole life. I've not done any work thus far. And I will say that it's been a beautiful opportunity for me to be able to learn who I am outside of people whispering in my ear telling me what I should be. And the part that makes it upsetting to me is that in our own community, in our own backyard, with my sisters and my brothers who literally will say, no, you don't represent us. Why would you do that to me? You don't know who I am. And I don't know you well enough for me to judge you and say that you don't represent me because I don't look like you. But then we'll be wanting to be treated equally from your cis counterparts. You want cis people to see you and value you as a human. And then you will turn to another human and devalue them because they love you. You're treating people the same way you are being treated. Hurt people hurt people. And it's unfair to transfer energy of pain from yourself to other people and then desire to be treated better. That's crazy. That's hypocritical. So I will always check oppression, always, in all ways. I don't care if it makes me look like a martyr or hard to deal with. I'm the type of person to where I'm gonna bring it up because shit gotta change, you know? Like there ain't no way that we could be in a space where I'm with any human and they talk about stuff in a way to where they're demonizing somebody and then want somebody to understand them. That's crazy. That is crazy to want somebody to understand you, but you don't want to understand other people. And when I say understand, I mean understand. Like you don't want to take the time to understand someone, but you want people to just get you. And that to me is selfish. That to me is chauvinistic, egotistical, and it's out of touch. Because ain't no way that you about to be on this earth with 8.9 billion people and meet people that's gonna be exactly like you or do their experiences just like you. I think that it should be normalized that you're gonna meet people every day that's gonna be a new experience for you. It's gonna be like people that has a lived experiences that you've never had. I think that to me is how life can be happy, like enjoyable. I get excited meeting people that live experiences that I've never lived before. I get excited about that. Like, oh my God, you've done that? You do that? I've never experienced that. Tell me about that. I'm not looking at you like, you don't do it like I do it. That's a mess. You're a mess. So I think to me, less judgment, more openness, and more accountability. People need to be accountable for how they treat people, and then ask yourself, am I treating people the way that I want to be treated? Shit that we learned in the sandbox. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all. Tell me what you think.
Well, my thing is I'm trying to get in a place where to be more respectful on how people, identify themselves. Because at the same, like me accepting it and just allowing it is like because I know that's not me, but why throw out shame for somebody that's just doing good? You know, they're not doing nothing bad. They just identify like this, and you just know that that's how they identify, and just, you know, just move on with that. You know.
I agree. I think that self-acceptance, acceptance of other people has to be connected to the idea of you accepting yourself first. A lot of people don't accept things they don't understand because they don't accept it in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So you're asking a tall order from some people sometimes. I get that.
But my thing is, I don't know how you might feel about this, but you gotta make it make sense.
What does that mean? Make sense?
Like,
Because it makes sense to that person. It just don't make sense to you because you might not have the education to understand it, but they ain't got nothing to do with them.
right, that's why you just gotta ask questions and just like, and teach me. So
Right.
that's,
It takes people sometimes longer.
but people's experiences is not the same as others' experiences. So, you know, with this podcast, what I don't know is what you don't know. And what you can teach is what I can teach.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think I got what you said. I was trying to make sure I followed that quote. I agree with you. I definitely feel like education is key.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that everybody knows everything. So if you don't know something, that's okay. But it is remiss of you to not know something and then to just move like with ignorance instead of saying, you know what, I don't know that. I don't understand that. Let me take a little bit more time to actually understand it. So that way I can respect it. There's a saying that I learned in church when I was back in 2016. And the saying my pastor said was, compassion cannot live where understanding has not yet arrived. It's impossible to have compassion for something if you don't take the time to try to understand it. You have to be willing to do the work to understand something and somebody or some situation in order for you to truly have the energy of compassion and love towards it. So I try to take my time to understand everything, and I ask questions, even at the point of being a little bit seeming like aggressive. I ask questions to understand and understand stuff.
Right.
Because that's the only way to truly have compassion for it. If I instead of me sitting around being like ignorant and being like, I don't really get it, but whatever, I won't understand it, and therefore now I feel like I missed the opportunity to learn how to love somebody correctly or how to treat them with the respect that they deserve, because I don't respect it because I don't understand it. And I know myself enough to know that I can't respect something I don't understand.
Right.
So I'm going to take my time to understand it instead of just staying ignorant. Now, I think that that's where people fail. They don't want to take the time to under and understand something.
Well, this is my time, and this is their time, the ones that are watching. So we are taking our time to understand right now.
I love that.
Yes.
So for anybody who is watching this podcast, on both sides of that spectrum, people who may be non-binary, let me say this to you first. If you are somebody who is trying to explore your identity, and you are trying to figure out what that looks like for you, and you just don't know where you're landing at, that's okay. You're trying to develop who you are as a person, and it takes time to figure out what that looks like for yourself. Do not let anyone tell you what it is and what it isn't, and don't let anybody try to coerce you to go into a direction that you don't feel natural. And if you are somebody who is non-binary and you don't know where to go, just please know that there are so many places, either online or in person, that you can actually find connections and help at. You are not somebody that has to do this alone. There is help out there, and there is help online, even on TikTok. Go on social media. For those people...
Oh yeah, TikTok is real big on that.
Oh yeah, TikTok.
On these topics.
I mean, it is like a plethora of education on there. I live for it. Let's talk about the people on the other side of the spectrum. People who lack the information, or people who are just plain out rude and haters. You people need to take the time to have more compassion and understand who you are talking to. These are actual human beings having actual human emotions and actually trying to figure out who they are and what their lives are. And you are adding a level of intensity to their life that could make them commit suicide, that could make them harm themselves or something of that nature. It is your duty as a civil human to be able to show love and respect to other people. And if you don't understand something and that's the reason why you're being mean, you have to ask yourself, why is my first reaction to something I don't understand is to be rude towards it instead of me to lean in and try to understand it? Why is that your first reaction? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, you will not go far in life if you do not have the ability to learn new information, to process new information, to meet people that doesn't look like you. Once again, it's 9 billion people on this earth. You really think everybody gonna look and act like you, or talk like you, or walk like you, or have the same lived experience as you? You gotta be willing to pay attention to the things you need to change so that way you can be a better version for all people around you. And that's how you become a better human instead of a shitty one. We don't need no more shitty humans. We have enough shit in the world. Be better. Do better. Do better.
You like it so far? You like the podcast so far?
Yeah, I do. I think that is nice. I think the setup is giving.
Yeah.
I love that I can hear myself very clearly here. So you really truly did put a lot of effort into making sure that your tools are quality.
Oh, yes, exactly.
I like that.
Right here is going to be the podcast name that's coming soon. And then there's supposed to be like plants.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a plant mama. We love it.
Yeah.
Real plants?
Huh?
Or plastic plants?
It just
I don't have a green thumb, so
it
honestly, everything I get is going to have to be fake plants.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, to get fake plants. But,
yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. Because you got to put in sunlight and shade. And having plants is like having a pet.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You know, I could show you this. I could take you to the plant that's right here on the glass table right here in the lawn. I can show you like
that's a real plant.
Yeah, I can show you like I'll sing to it and you can see it go.
Yes, the energy of a plant, like plants need love to survive. Yeah. I never realized that my spirit animal was plant because that's exactly me too. Like I need attention and love to survive.
So really, this whole place wants to be like full with like a jungle, like green jungle, like green ivy.
Poison ivy?
I mean poison ivy.
You said you want the room to be full of poison ivy?
No, I'm just saying.
Like, what the hell?
Have you ever seen the Batman movie with poison ivy?
Poison ivy.
Yeah, but not like that. It's just I want it to be like
you want a room that looks like that?
It's like just a lot of plants. Yeah.
I like that. You want it to be a little jungle in here.
Yes.
You know, I don't have a green thumb. I'm going to say that one more time. And I also am not big on plants. Like, I think a cute plant here and there, maybe a succulent plant.
Yeah.
But the idea of, like, plants everywhere scares me. My best friend loves stuff like that, too. I think, like...
You said she a Pisces, too, right?
No, she's a Leo.
Oh, Leo. Leo.
I can't with y'all Pisces.
Leo.
I can't be around too many. I used to love being around Pisces specifically, and Cancers specifically, but y'all crazy. You ain't denying it either.
We ride or die.
You are. Listen, y'all ride your asses straight to the mental hospital because y'all are crazy. I've had.
Don't do us. Well, your zodiac chart shows Pisces, so you had no. So.
It is true. I'm a Pisces rising, and that's okay. But I'm a little crazy too. I can own that. But Pisces sun, it's all bad. I love y'all though. Y'all so sweet, so kind, so nice. But y'all are unstable. Cancers are worse.
unstable and like
emotional.
Wow.
Right.
Next subject.
Period. And I think cancers are worse. They just worse.
I don't know. I really thought I wasn't gonna like certain cancers, but I got around certain cancers. Some were like
cool,
and some of them were just like, oh my gosh, you said that about me. Why?
Yeah.
It's like,
I feel like it's a difference between July cancers and June cancers. Like, I feel like June cancers and some cancers, they just like have this natural gloomy look. Like they remind me of Eeyore from fucking Winnie the Pooh, the one that sad.
Yes,
they just have this very sad demeanor all day, like a cloud is over their head, and it don't matter if they can be so excited. They'll be like, "Yeah, I'm really excited today.
Yeah,
life is happening," and you just be like, "Why you don't look excited?" I'm smiling right now. It's very but I will say that they also are extremely kind and also very nice and very understanding, but they are too sensitive and they use their emotions to like as a weapon, and I don't like that. I don't like that because they gaslighty. Oh, what you looking like? You got something to say?
No, because I'm just saying, because I really learned what gaslight really meant, and then I was just like, oh.
Oh, what did you think it meant?
No, I just never knew.
Lighting some gas?
I just never knew. Probably that's what I thought it was, but yeah, so they can switch up. They'll be like, they'll hate you. You know, wait, I didn't mean to say that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So let me ask you this: what is your favorite zodiac sign? And your least favorite, and why?
My least favorite would have to be Libras.
Wow, why are we two in the same? Like, I agree with you on this. Mm-hmm. Tell me why for you though.
But my brother is a Libra, and I love him so much, and that's the only one I really get.
This is a very Pisces answer. Nobody asked you who you love.
No, listen.
Why do you not like Libras?
Why do people do that to me? That's a very rare Pisces. Like,
cause you over here gotta do the miscongeniality conversation. I love my brother. Nobody cared. We didn't ask that.
Okay, but I'm just saying that's the only Pisces I get along with.
Pisces or Libras?
I mean, Libras.
So why you don't like Libras?
Libras are like, how can I say this? Libras are like, they like starting drama. Libras.
Oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one who acknowledged. Okay, I'll keep going.
Yeah, Libras.
I'm very happy that I'm not. Though.
Libras don't know how to sit their butts down.
Mm-hmm.
And Libras are messy.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I second everything you just said. My problems with Libras is that they are sneaky and they throw dirt and they hide their hands.
Oh, that too.
They act like they want to be peacemakers, but they like to stir the pot. Mm-hmm. And then they like to watch it go in flames, and then they like to come and fix it. They like to be like the superhero. Damn. And they are big gaslighters. Like, they will literally gaslight the fuck out of you, and they love looking like the good guy. Oh, it's bad. It's a problem. And I used to love Libras. I used to look at Libras and be like, oh, they're so amazing. They're so kind. They always want peace. No, they don't. They like looking like they want the peace. But they really don't. Mm-hmm. The difference with that is, like, Pisces and Libra have some comparisons, but the difference is that Pisces actually truly want peace, but they don't mind being with the shits. Whereas a Libra act like they want peace, but they actually truly want shit. Like, that's the difference.
Oh, wow, dang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Libras is my least favorite. Who's your favorite?
I have multiple. There's not one that says...
But who's at the top?
There's not, and it changes every single time.
Well, who's at the top right now?
Right now, I would say...
Scorpio. Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know where it's at right now. But I can give you a list.
Just say the one at the top of the list.
I really don't know. It's changed.
Just give me one, the first one that comes to your mind.
Okay. Another one. Virgo.
Okay, why?
Because Virgos, will do things that, like, I don't know. I feel like Virgos are kind of like, then in a way, they're like super duper like knowing what they want and they know how to like go upon it. But then again, they'll do things that I wouldn't do. So like what I would do, it would be the opposite of them, and I just like the energy for some reason.
I get that. Virgos are very loyal.
Yes.
And they're very like when they care about you, they will go out their way to try to make you feel good and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do things for you in a very earth type of way, which means like they'll do things such as like systematic shit. They'll make sure that you got food packed, or they'll make sure
Mm-hmm.
that they did the like they'll come and get you for work, or they'll take you to work. They'll
Mm-hmm.
do things to make sure that they are showing you like through acts of service. Like they'll show you
Or
that they
like
care about you.
they're showing like their compassion for you.
Yes. So they do that. They're not as quick to be like saying the words like I love you or
Mm-hmm.
being mushy and gushy. They like to do it through action.
Yes.
I feel like I like a good Virgo. But
Yes.
for me, I'm honestly a two-hitter quitter too, like just like you. But honestly it's a mix between right now Sagittarius.
That's
And the
sad.
reason why I say Sagittarius is because everybody I've dated seriously that I enjoyed,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of my ex who was a Pisces, so I say I can't fuck with Pisces.
Okay.
Like my Pisces relationship emotionally was so good.
Yes.
The problem is that Pisces do not like to be buckled down unless they choose to. So like he very much wanted all his cake and eat it too. Like he wanted to be with me without having to say he was with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he put me in multiple third party situations because he was not trying to be with me. But when he was with me, he was kind. He was nice. He would travel across the country so many times for me. He did all the things that a good Pisces do. Like he made me feel good.
Yeah,
But
that's the
then
thing we
he
do.
would
We go
but
out
then
our
he would be
way.
a dog. Like on top of that. So it like made everything that he did that was good, it made it worse because now you treating me like I can see a future with you and you don't really and I'm optional. So now you're making me more crazy. You gotta go.
Wow. Yeah.
I would much rather you be a dog in my face so I can know how to move with you, rather than me thinking that I have something with you
Mm-hmm.
and it's really not that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what makes it worse. But I love Sagittarius because they chill. Sagittarius are very chill.
Mm-hmm.
They are very you get what you see and they are blunt. I love a blunt as fuck person, like where they say like the specific things. And also I'm a very like I'm Scorpio Sag, by the way. I'm a cusp. So I'm part Sagittarius, part Scorpio. So I enjoy people who like banter. Like they like to go back and forth
Mm-hmm.
and have conversation. And I like dialogue. And I also like people who, where you can go back and forth and you can say your point, they say their point.
Mm-hmm.
Very quick energy. I love stuff like that. And Sagittarius has always got a point to prove.
Mm-hmm.
And I live for that. I do not like that they can be fickle. When I say fickle means like 1 minute they good, next minute you're not good with them, or they
Mm-hmm.
disappear, or they be very unemotionally attached.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't care to be in your face, period. And then other days they want to be all up in your face. So that lack of like consistency bugs me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's Sag.
Do you know Sagittarius? You know you Sagittarius?
Sagittarius?
Besides Nikki and Raven,
No. Like celebrity wise, no.
you don't have none in your family?
I do, but
Are they cool?
you know,
That's some tea.
you know, we are all cool. It's just that I'm in a position where I'm focused on me. They know where I'm at. They got my phone number.
Damn.
I will
So y'all ain't
answer.
fucking with each other is what you trying to
No,
say.
I do. I was just over at my sister.
Oh, it's your sister. T.
I mean, I'm just saying, like
Y'all literally live 5 feet away from each other.
yeah, but that was just out of like randomness, so.
That y'all moved in the same complex?
No, I was here first.
So she followed behind you. So you saying that? So you saying that?
I don't know.
You saying that she jocked you?
No, I think there was just an open location. There was an open place.
And there wasn't no other open locations in all of Nevada?
Well, I think this is like right here, right there for her, and then yeah, but she's gonna be moving though.
Were you shocked when she moved in?
Moved in like over
Like when
there?
you knew that she was gonna move next to you? Were you shocked?
Yes, I was. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, what the?
Yeah, I would have been like, why?
But I didn't ever question her about it. Yeah, because she's her own human. You want to move right there, move right there.
Not you being my neighbor and we ain't even together. But okay, I will say that I get it. Honestly, when my sister moved out of our house and we lived in a townhouse in Michigan, she moved literally in the building next to ours with her.
Yeah, that's how
her baby.
Yeah, I had it like that. Yeah, I even had like friends moved, and then they moved like next door. It was like, what the?
If I move, let me tell y'all something. This is how critical I am, especially with my family. I couldn't stand being in Flint with them. I said, I'm not going to not only not move in the same street or the same complex or the same city or the same state. I'm going to move across the world. I'm going to leave so far, so fast, that you will never see me again unless I come to visit. And here we are in Las Vegas, Nevada, hailing from Flint, Michigan. It was the best decision I've ever made.
You said ever made. So, this next topic, I wanted to talk about what is womanhood to you? Because for me, I don't really know much of like cis womanhood, but I know like transgender womanhood. So what is in general womanhood is for you?
I'm a little confused by the question. When you say what does womanhood
mean to you? What does it mean to you?
Maybe I could answer it by knowing what your answer is so I could understand what, like, how would you answer that?
Because you're non-binary. You, they, them, she, her, him, his. So, what is womanhood to you? If it's the girls,
to me, womanhood.
If it's the girls, you're right there with the girls. You know, well, I'm right here, but I'm just saying, like,
womanhood to me is a part of who I am. It's just a part of my overall being. There is no definition to me about what womanhood is to me. I think
everybody's experience is different.
I don't know how, like, when even saying that, I don't even know how to encapsulate that into like a way of saying it, because like unlike you who identifies specifically with womanhood, you feel very deeply entranced into saying what that means for you, because that is how you fully identify.
Yes.
For me, I feel like I ebb and flow in all parts of myself. I feel like I use universal pronouns, so I do not specifically try to police how people refer to me. I let people say whatever they want to. The most commonly used pronouns is he, him, they, them, she, her, because those are the ones that people know most. But I don't care. I've never cared. But the reality of it is that womanhood to me, just like manhood to me, is like this idea of truly being able to understand your full, like, who you are as a whole person. I feel like honestly having too much either one is imbalanced. I feel like a very balanced person. I feel like I don't feel like I have to be small and dainty all day, and I don't feel like I need to be heavy and buff all day. I feel like I just can be and exist in my fullness all day. And that looks different all parts of the day. Sometimes that feels more feminine and meek and beautiful. And other times it feels very like rough and what you call it. And then other times it feels like I feel like an alien. I feel like nobody on this planet gets me. And I feel like I look like an alien. I feel like I'm in my alien superstar energy.
So
alien superstar.
So what I can say,
bitch the bar.
So what I can say is that you know how to like balance in between with feminine.
You're right.
It's more broader. How do you say?
Femininity.
Yeah, femininity and masculinity, and you know how to like balance both and stay true on both sides, and you express it to the world, and where in the middle you just don't feel like you're part of this society. You're just an alien. So that was great to you as a human being. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Correct?
Thank you.
Am I correct? That was...
I don't think it's about not being correct. I think that's your interpretation of which it sounds great, honestly, yes.
I mean, that's what it's sounding like.
And I feel like for the most part, absolutely yes. I am...
So the thing is like, you sit there and you're like, I'm a man, but I'm a woman.
I don't ever say I am both of anything. I am non-binary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying for the non-binary.
No. But that's the difference. The problem where people are getting confused is because they start to specifically look at man and woman. They're like, how are you both a man and a woman? I said I am non-binary. Right. The category of non-binary is not specifically man or woman. Period. See, we associate femininity only with womanhood, and that's not realistic, and that's not real. Femininity is truly surpasses gender. I specifically know I identify with both the feminine and masculine energy, but I don't identify specifically man or woman. I only use those because it's a way, because we live in a world where people still need to address you and they need to figure out how to address you. Those are the commonly used ways to get addressed. I identify as trans because I don't identify specifically as the gender I was born. That's what makes you trans. There's people who identify as a trans woman and have not gotten any surgeries done, but they live their life as a woman.
Yes, exactly.
And they are seen as a woman.
Yeah, I was going to elaborate on that like earlier in this podcast, but you started saying so much that I was just like, I'm not even going to bring it up.
And the thing is that when people, but you can honor people, not you, I'm saying you as in the people around me. People can honor that individual as a trans woman, even though they have not done anything specifically that quote unquote does outer appearance to do that, but they identify and you respect it as that. What is the concern with somebody who also identifies as trans, but just not specifically as a woman or specifically as a male? I live my life in a very non-binary way. You see it you personally see it every day.
It's actually like more new to me because you're more expressed with it than the last person that I was around. You're more like you express it more than I have ever seen it.
Do you feel like my physical representation of non-binary is more feasible to understand because of the way I physically present?
It's more like educate me and tell me so I can get a better understanding, and that's where it's at.
Because a lot of people issue with non-binary people is that they say that they don't physically look androgynous. So because they don't look androgynous, they assume that they're not non-binary. Like, people think that you need to look like a boy and a girl in order to be a boy or girl. They're like, you look like a woman, so I'm just going to say that you're a woman. You cannot tell people, like people who identify as trans women, just specifically trans women. If somebody say I'm a trans woman, but they don't know how to start their transition, or where to go, or where to find clothes, or even be in a safe place where they could express that, do that mean they're not a woman just because the outside appearance hasn't caught up with who they are on the inside? I think that to me is unfair to judge anybody off of a physicality when they are telling you who they are, and then want to be respected for who you are. You get what I'm saying? That's just a simple bottom line of it. But for me, people use me as a point of reference because I am very good at knowing how to speak and physically represent non-binary.
Okay.
So when they see me with this beard and this beat mug, like I said, people don't know if I'm trans, a cis woman. They don't know anything. They just kind of look at me and try to guess. And I love that. I love that for them. Keep guessing. I don't want you to know. I don't care if you think I'm a boy. I don't care if you think I'm a big ass man. I don't care if you think that I'm just a chunky girl who needs to shave her shit off. That's how you feel. I care about how I feel, and I look beautiful. If I do say so myself. And once again, my inbox don't never be dry. So, and in person, baby, they can't get enough of this beard.
Oh.
Edit that out.
That's staying.
Yeah.
You're so hilarious for that. Look at you. Ooh, wait. So, yeah. So that's I don't know if I'm just talking too loud. I need to like lower where my voice is. Like right here. Not right here. So yeah.
Now you sound like you're doing an ASMR. Today we're going
Or no, like
to smack.
it's like this. They'll be like that or the.
It needs to be close. I always wanted to do an ASMR video. Can we do an ASMR? Can we do an ASMR mukbang?
I don't have the right microphone.
This is perfect. All we gotta do is like crunch into the microphone or whatever we do.
Oh, but we gotta. But if we do one, we have to be out of the box. We gotta be like super unique. That
Like
is so
what?
new that nobody hasn't done it.
Like what?
Or we can do like one of the updates.
We can eat roaches.
Psych.
Is that too out of the box?
How you gonna get roaches?
How you ask for different and you don't want to do different?
How you gonna get roaches?
I just go to the hood. I go to one of my friends' houses in the hood and just go pick up a couple.
Oh hell, no! I'm sorry.
What? You see, you can't.
I thought you were talking about like the
people say,
Thailand.
People say that they want to do some different shit, and then when you ask them to do different shit, they act. They act like they scared.
And go look underneath the dirty dishes and look at that cockroach and the family.
Yeah, I could just go outside and get some fucking water bugs from fucking sidewalks. You know it's the desert. All you gotta do is look down and you see a motherfucking big ass cockroach somewhere. Literally.
I thought you no.
So what you want to do then? What's different for you?
I don't know, like something. I don't know. Or we
Something edible.
Or
boring. I'm just playing.
Man, I don't know, but we just gotta think about it. In due time, it will come.
In due time.
Thank you all for tuning in. I sincerely hope you found the content enjoyable and relatable, and that you were able to learn something from it. Sending love your way, and until next time, goodbye.